This video is designed to help you start a tailoring shop business. At the end of the video, you'll find a valuable gift. It's a tailoring shop business plan that you can download, and will lay down for you, step by step, everything you need to know to start a successful tailoring shop business of your own. If you are new to this channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button for more videos like this. For any business, a business plan is the first thing you have to make. A business plan will include most of the things you will be doing 6 months, 1 year and even 10 years from the start of your business. But first of all, you have to decide on your area of specialization. You may be staying in an area where people prefer to wear mostly ready-made clothes, and they are not bothered about the fit of the clothes. In this case, you have to target cloth alterations. In this case, you will have to ensure that the volume of alterations will be enough to justify a separate rented space. If a shop is not viable, you will have to limit your operations to a room in your house. Write down the overhead expenses you will have to incur in starting this business, and create a detailed plausibility study as to whether a shop will be a profit-making business. The expenses will include rent, office supplies, tools and equipment, insurance, and maintenance expenses like electricity, telephone, accountant, or other professional assistance if used. Study the rates charged in other tailoring and cloth alteration shops around you, and decide on yours. Check out how many businesses you will get realistically every month. Calculate the money you can make. Compare this with the expenses you will be incurring, and this will tell you the feasibility of the business necessary training. This could be business training or sewing training. Even if you have been sewing for a long time, you will not know some of the tricks and techniques only privy to the experts in this business. This can be learned by joining an already established business, which is doing the same job as you plan to. If they do not want to hire you as a manager or a tailor, you can join as an assistant or even a non-paid employee. You need the experience, not the money at this stage. If you feel not so sure about your sewing, you can get the necessary training from a good sewing school near you. A few months of training can make you an expert. A business owner who knows the technical aspects of sewing cannot go wrong in running it well, even if you do not plan to sew in your business. Fund what you need to get started. Consider expenses like rent, employee salaries, equipment, and other running expenses. Decide how you will get the fund. You can get a bank loan, especially for women entrepreneurs. Cooperative credit societies will give loan for starting small businesses like yours. If you have an asset, you may pledge it if other avenues are not open. The best way to fund your business is to ask your relatives or friends for a loan. If you can convince them of the profitability of your business, they can give you a loan at a lower interest rate and at a lower risk. But do not let business and money come between relationships. Many a relationship has soured because someone lent another money, and that one didn't, or couldn't, return it. Choosing a location. Location can be one of the main determinants in the success of any business. A tailoring business or clothing alteration store is best located in a residential area. If you are located in an area with mostly business offices, you may struggle to get customers. If you have a mall with heavy footfall of women, this may be the best place, though the rent may be high, and you may end up with loss. A small place in residential complexes may be the best place to start this business. The advantage of this business is that this can be started out of a very small space, say 200 square feet. Deciding on a name. This is a very personal thing. Like naming your kid. Many people name their shop after their own name. For example, Ted Tailors. Or after something they love, Butterfly Design Tailors. Find an appealing name, sound it with your friends and family. Get the legalities. Consult a knowledgeable person on the legalities involved in starting a small business in your area. Register your business. Open a bank account. You will need a current account with overdraft facilities. The bank may ask for your registered documents and tax number, social security number, permanent account number, etc. Equipment needed. The minimum requirement in a tailoring shop is an industry-grade sewing machine, and an overlock or a serger machine. The home sewing machine would not do professional sewing, though small alterations from home can be done for clients with these. Home machines are mostly made for only a few hours of continuous work, and this is not how much you will need the sewing machine for. You need a big table for cutting, and storage shelves for storing fabrics, patterns and other sewing tools. A separate space with a closable door is necessary as a fitting room. This privacy is a minimum requirement for a professional shop. But this can be done away with, in a less professional setup where extra space is impossible. Some tailoring shops manage with a separate cubicle made with detachable side walls, and a curtain in the place of door. Sewing is messy and the cloth storage is even more. Ensure that the customer who comes to your shop doesn't see the clustered shop, and get the wrong impression. A curtain strategically placed can help. Or get big storage shelves which can be closed. The next part of the video is not specific to a tailoring shop business. Nevertheless, this knowledge is essential for success in the tailoring shop business, as well as in any other business. Ignore it at your own peril. Operating a successful tailoring shop business will depend on the following 4 conventions. 1. A practical plan, with a solid foundation. 2. Dedication, and willingness to sacrifice, to reach your goal. 3. Technical skills. 4. Basic knowledge of management, finance, record keeping and market analysis. As a new owner, you will need to master these skills and techniques if your business is to be successful. Finding a niche. Small businesses range in size from a manufacturer, with many employees, and millions of dollars in equipment, to the lone window washer, with a bucket and a sponge. Obviously, the knowledge and skills, required for these 2 extremes, are far apart, but for success they have one thing in common. Each has found a business niche, and is filling it. The most critical problems you will face, in your early planning, will be to find your niche, and determine the feasibility of your idea. Get into the right business at the right time, is very good advice, but following that advice, may be difficult. Many entrepreneurs plunge into a business venture, so blinded by the dream, that they fail to thoroughly evaluate its potential. Is your business idea feasible? Before you invest time, effort, and money, the following exercise will help you separate sound ideas from those bearing a high potential for failure. Identify and briefly describe the business you plan to start. Identify the product or service you plan to sell. Answering yes to any of the following 3 questions means you are on the right track. A negative answer to all of them means the road ahead could be rough. 1. Does your product or service satisfy an unfilled need? 2. Will your product or service serve an existing market in which demand exceeds supply? 3. Will your product or service be competitive, based on its quality, selection, price, or location? Market analysis. For a small business to be successful, the owner must know the market. To learn the market, you must analyze it, a process that takes time and effort. You don't have to be a trained statistician to analyze the marketplace, nor does the analysis have to be costly. Analyzing the market is a way to gather facts about potential customers, and to determine the demand for your product or service. The more information you gather, the greater your chances of capturing a segment of the market. Know the market before investing your time and money in any business venture. The following questions will help you collect the information necessary to analyze your market, and determine if your product or service will sell. This brief exercise will give you a good idea of the kind of market planning you need to do. An answer of no to any of the questions indicates a weakness in your plan, so do your research until you can answer each question with a yes. 1. Do you know who your customers will be? 2. Do you understand their needs and desires? 3. Do you know where they live? 4. Will you be offering the kind of products or services that they will buy? 5. Will your prices be competitive in quality and value? 6. Will your promotional program be effective? 7. Do you understand how your business compares with your competitors? 8. Will your business be conveniently located for the people you plan to serve? 9. Will there be adequate parking facilities for the people you plan to serve? Planning your startup. The following questions are grouped according to function. They are designed to help you prepare for opening day. Merchandise. Have you decided what items you will sell or produce, or what services you will provide? Have you made a merchandise plan, based upon estimated sales, to determine the amount of inventory you will need to control purchases? Have you found reliable suppliers, who will assist you in the startup? Have you compared the prices, quality, and credit terms of suppliers? Business records. Are you prepared to maintain complete records of sales, income and expenses, accounts payable, and receivables? Have you determined how to handle payroll records, tax reports, and payments? Do you know what financial reports should be prepared, and how to prepare them? Finances. A large number of small businesses fail each year. There are a number of reasons for these failures, but one of the main reasons is insufficient funds. Too many entrepreneurs try to start and operate a business without sufficient capital, money. To avoid this dilemma, you can review your situation by analyzing the following 3 questions. 1. How much money do you have? 2. How much money will you need to start your business? 3. How much money will you need to stay in business? In order to answer the second question, How much money will you need to start your business? You need to prepare an estimate of all your startup costs. Here is a list of items you may need to take into account. Note that this list is for a retail business. Items will vary for service, construction, manufacturing or online firms. Decorating and remodeling, fixtures and equipment, installing fixtures and equipment, services and supplies, beginning inventory cost, legal, professional fees, licenses and permits, telephone utility deposits, insurance, signs, advertising for opening, unanticipated expenses. Now, the answer to the third question, how much money will you need to stay in business? Must be divided into two parts, immediate costs, and future costs. From the moment the door to your new business opens, a certain amount of income may come in. However, this income should not be projected in your operating expenses. You will need enough money available to cover costs for at least the first 3 months of operation. The following list will help you project your operating expenses on a monthly basis. Typical expenses for 1 month may include your living costs, employee wages, rent, advertising, supplies, utilities, insurance, taxes, maintenance, delivery, transportation, miscellaneous. Now sum up the total estimated monthly expenses and multiply it by 3. This is the amount of cash you will need to cover operating expenses for 3 months. Deposit this amount in a savings account before opening your business. Use it only for those purposes listed in the above list, because this money will ensure that you will be able to continue in business during the crucial early stages. By adding the total startup costs to the total expenses for 3 months, you can learn what the estimated costs will be to start and operate your business for 3 months. By subtracting the totals of the lists from the cash available, you can determine the amount of additional financing you may need, if any. Now you will need to estimate your operating expenses for the first year after startup. The first step in determining your annual expenses is to estimate your sales volume, month by month. Next, determine the cost of sales. You may want to use a spreadsheet to do this. After startup, the primary source of revenue in your business will be from sales, but your sales will vary from month to month because of seasonal patterns and other factors. It is important to determine if your monthly sales will produce enough income to pay each month's bills. An estimated cash flow projection will show if the monthly cash balance is going to be subject to such factors as the following: failure to recognize seasonal trends, excessive cash taken from the business for living expenses, too rapid expansion, and slow collection of accounts if credit is extended to customers. Conclusion: if you have carefully answered all the questions in this video, you have seriously thought about your goal. However, there may be some things you may feel you need to know more about. Owning and running a tailoring shop business is a continuous learning process. Research your idea, and do as much as you can, yourself, but don't hesitate to seek help from people who can tell you what you need to know. As we conclude this video, it's time you get your free Tailoring Shop business plan gift. Go to the description below this video to get it now. It is completely free, no strings attached. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and hit the subscribe button for more videos like this.